It's very dangerous. When folks flee from law enforcement, they create much more serious situation, typically, historically, than the reason they're fleeing to begin with.
It's 20 years in prison for a man convicted in a multi-county police pursuit that left 2 people critically injured. Rich Petchke has our lead story.
7th State Judicial District Attorney R.J. Larissa says the pursuit of Devontae Ivory began after police tried to pull him over.
Well, this was a very sad and tragic case. It originated in Flagler County, where there was an attempt to pull the defendant over. He fled from law enforcement. He came into St. Johns County, who then took over the pursuit and also the investigation. Unfortunately, the defendant Ivory didn't stop. He continued at a high rate of speed, which resulted in a serious accident, I think on US 1 in southern St. Johns County. 2 senior citizens, 2 sisters were involved. He hit their car and their lives were devastated after that point. They had serious injuries. It required extensive hospitalization, and it also required for them to be put in a rehab center.
Larissa says the outcome could have been much worse.
We've had other cases in other parts of the circuit where these flee and elusive resulted in the death of innocent citizens who were in their cars unsuspecting of what's going on, and in the blink of an eye, their life changes when they become the victims of the accident. So these are very dangerous and very serious charges. And I've gotten with all the sheriffs in all 4 counties, and we identify these cases and we aggressively prosecute them to make sure these folks are held accountable.
Ivory was also convicted of trafficking in heroin. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. This morning's Board of County Commissioners meeting will cover a lot of ground. Liz Ryan has a preview.
There will be a ceremonial swearing in of Commissioner Royal Amo, who was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis to fill the county commission seat left vacant by the death of Commissioner Paul Waldron. Dick D'Souza, Chief Engineer of St. Johns County Growth Management, will present an update on transportation projects. There are 19 projects on the list. Construction costs have drastically increased, and bids have been coming in significantly higher. For example, the widening of a 5-mile stretch of State Road 16 will cost $100 million. There will be a public hearing on the Colonel Hinman Intermodal Exchange Facility. The proposed project is on the south side of County Road 214 and includes 850,000 square feet of warehouse space and a 50,000 square foot intermodal terminal. The request is to rezone the 214 square acre parcel from open rural to industrial warehousing. This request failed to gain approval of the Planning and Zoning Agency and is now in the hands of the Board of County Commissioners. The meeting begins at 9 o'clock this morning in the County Auditorium on San Sebastian View. If you'd like to have your voice heard, the public comment segment is now scheduled at time certain, 11:30 a.m. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
A professor is conducting research on local sea turtles.
Edward McGinley, an associate professor in Flagler College's Department of Natural Sciences, says by walking the perimeters of the Conch House Marina and the Comanche Cove Yacht Harbor, they learned the sea turtles have unique markings.
We found out that the scale pattern on the heads of the turtles are distinct enough to identify individuals. And so it just kind of grew and was able to become a cool research project that have been able to involve a lot of students.
McGinley says they also learned that marinas are beneficial to sea turtles.
Normally they would eat vegetation that grows on the bottom of the waterway, but since our waterway is just so naturally kind of murky, they aren't able to eat the grasses that grow on the bottom. So these marinas actually are serving as a really kind of cool forage area for sea turtles.
McGinley is in the process of securing a grant that would give him funding to study the sea turtles' marina habitat further.
To look at what's in the water. Some of the sea turtles in our area suffer from what's called fibropapillomatosis, so they get those tumors growing on them. Some of our next steps are to track what kind of stuff are they swimming in at the marinas, and is that affecting their health at all?
He adds, keeping plastic waste and gasoline out of the water are just some of the ways residents can help keep sea turtles and their habitats safe. With St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Amy Sherry.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.